Kia ora tātou, welcome back to the Wargaming Den. Today's game is just a brief overview of a couple of games of Warmaster I had down at the weekend when I popped down to Dunedin. One of the local players down there, Tiff's, going overseas for a few months, so we got one last game in. There were three of us. There was me, Tiff and Jonathan. I took my High Elves and Tiff took his Dark Elves and Jonathan brought along his Undead. So a bit of a three-way battle. We just set up our positions and then rolled to see who went first. I ended up fighting on two fronts against the Dark Elves who wanted to try and smash the High Elves and then deal with the Undead. The Undead shambled off towards me. Luckily they were held up though by some pretty abysmal leadership checks, commander rolls. Jonathan was really good at rolling 11s for his army in the first couple of turns. Tiff put pressure on early, sending his Dark Riders down here to disrupt my forces. I was trying to get in the cover here, but failed a second order, and he was meanwhile advancing with his crossbows and infantry and Dark Elves and things. So wanted to try and hold him up here and then turn to face the Undead if I could. I got a bit lucky with my bolt throwers and my shooting, managed to kill a stand of Dark Riders, drive them back and confuse them. So I only had one unit of Dark Riders to deal with at the end of turn one. And just a bit of a flyover. So there we go. Dark Riders are advancing over there on the far side. The Undead are quite disjointed. They've failed lots of their leadership checks, which was good for me. And the Dark Elves have got into the central area. This is just towards the start of turn two with Tiff advancing. So things were looking pretty dicey for me. I managed to, you can just see them here, my Silver Helms charged the cavalry, the Undead cavalry, killed 5 out of the 6 stands and then retreated. Here I'm just trying to get into the front arc because the Undead, though they're failing their morale checks, are definitely in range to attack now. Over here, Tiff held this wood with his infantry and crossbows, came charging in over here with his Witch Elves and Cold One Knights, and we had a big battle in this area as well. So things were looking a bit dicey. Down here I think his Harpies had attacked and taken out some of my Silver Helms, and my Giant Eagles had come to help out. So Tiff and I are both doing quite a bit of damage. Both of us are nearly broken by this stage, and the Undead army has hardly been scratched. And yeah, the Cold Ones took out some of my spear units and the bows. My other cavalry are committed here trying to deal with the Witch Elves, and how I actually defeated and just killed off the Dark Elves was my Silver Helms here charged and hit these 2 units in the flank, and that pushed Tiff's army over its breakpoint. And that left Jonathan and his Undead just to simply shamble over and literally engulf my Silver Helms. He used the Raised Dead spell here to get behind my unit, won the combat because of the extra ranks, and defeated the Silver Helms, which gave the overall victory to the Undead. And yes, this is where the wheels well and truly fall off. The Silver Helms are engulfed. They don't die the first round, but the second round of combat definitely ends them. These Silver Helms are attacked as well, so not good. So with that out of the way, and I had about an hour to kill before I had to head back home, Tiff and I quickly upgraded our forces to 1500 points and had a rematch with the Undead versus the High Elves. So this is the end of my first turn. I'm pushing up with my infantry units. I thought this gave me defended, but turns out it didn't. So going into there was a major mistake. My big block of silver helms in the front with reavers behind failed their leadership checks, and so did my other silver helms. All part of my cunning plan. Undead do what they do best, shambled forward. There's some skull chuckers on the hill here causing a bit of mischief. My infantry here got confused. Another block here which has got the cavalry and infantry with them advanced. These guys again failed to move on my turn, but I'd kind of evened up my battle lines here. My plan was to use that high leadership of the general here to swing round and try and hit the undead in the flank on my next turn. A very cunning plan, I tell you. And sure enough, brilliantly executed. 3 moves to turn in here, charged in and killed some undead. What I failed to do though was these guys were meant to charge in as well, but failed their leadership check. So I didn't do as much damage as I would have liked, and that meant that these undead were going to be able to turn around and potentially engulf my silver helms for the second time in the day. And sure enough, that's what happened. Bone Giant in the flank, and then other units moved in to surround me. And my general, the giant had gone through my general, so I was forced to have my general join one of the units. He joined the Silver Helms here. And that, my friends, is how you decapitate a high elf army. The Bone Giant, backed up by the infantry, killed the Silver Helms. The other Silver Helms got hit by the chariots, and then ye old raised dead around them meant that they were surrounded and they were killed, and with them went the elven general, and so it was an automatic loss to the high elves. Fast game. It was less than an hour. We were both just throwing things forward, but that's no excuse. It was good tactics and use of spells by Tiff. So there we have it. Very quick. 2 battles had down in Dunedin. A couple of other people are now looking at getting armies printed up, which is good to see. Probably won't have much in the way of Warmaster in the next couple of months. Tips, as I said, is going away overseas for a while, but hope to have some more content for Warmaster in future. But thank you, Tiff and Jonathan. Thoroughly enjoyed the games. Look forward to more in future. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please hit the like and subscribe. Much appreciated. And we'll see you next time. Ka kite anō. Take care, everybody.